Hello everyone, welcome back to Gent Watches. Today we're going to be continuing with Death Note. This will be episode 27. That was very lucky. I panicked. You might have seen it in my eyes for a second. I panicked because I didn't know the episode number. And just as I panicked, it popped up on my screen on Netflix. So thank you Netflix for saving me from embarrassment. But I explained it to the camera anyway, so it's still kind of embarrassing. We are getting into this episode. The last few episodes have been like crazy. I mean, well, the episode before last was crazy. Last episode wasn't that crazy because nothing much happened, but it implied that something is going to happen, so that's crazy. Yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna happen because L is no more, Watari's no more. So Light is kind of just doing what he wants at this point. And on top of that, I mean, I think L left some info in a report for someone. But who knows if they're actually going to take up the mantle. There was like a thing at the end of last episode, like it showed the orphanage, and then the dude in the orphanage was like, they're dead. And then there were two people. One was like using a puzzle or something. I don't exactly know who they are. If they are important to the story, I assume they are, since they like hid their faces and showed them. Like, it sounds like something that could be important, but I don't know. So let's get into episode 27. Please make sure to support the video. Liking, commenting, subscribing, all that stuff can really help me out. And go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. Let's get into this episode. Death Note, episode 27.
Roger, what did you just say?
Mellow? The subtitle spoiled this person's name for me. They look important.
But he promised me he'd find Kira and execute him, and now you're telling me that he's been killed?
Who are these people?
Mello!
This looks like a little L. Like an L in the making.
If you can't win the game, if you can't solve the puzzle, then you're just a loser.
So, L's a loser?
Which of us did L pick, me or Nier?
To succeed him?
He hadn't chosen yet. Can't the two of you work together?
All right, sounds good.
Okay, you know what? I think this is interesting.
It'll never work, Roger.
He looks like Armin from Attack on Titan.
He's not like me. He never gets emotional. He just uses his head like it's a game or a puzzle.
He does seem more like L, but sometimes maybe you need that emotion. L
And
died.
as for me, I'm leaving this institution. I'm almost 15 years old.
You're
I
14?
started living my own life.
Okay.
President, the current Al is a fake.
Nier is, well, in a sense, you could call him the true successor to L.
He looks very cool. SPK. Abduction. Great title card.
The world's become a good place for people who don't commit any crimes, or rather, it's a good place for innocent people who lead good lives.
Are you all still talking about that Kira business?
That's all they
Please
ever
give it a
talk
rest for
about.
one afternoon, dear.
Missed you guys. Oh, we missed you too.
Is that
You must be Mr. Matsu,
is that
right?
supposed to be Light's sister or not?
Father.
Jeez, Sayu, you're
Yeah,
all grown up
she's
and pretty. Last time I
a
saw
lot
you,
more
you was
mature
this big.
looking.
Matsu.
I mean, no way.
Well, you can forget it. I'll never let Sayu marry a cop.
Yeah,
Want
ACAB.
that from my
Really? You're too cruel to me, Mom and Dad.
Mom. Anyway,
Guess my little sister is all grown up, isn't she?
no kidding.
How old is
She's
she?
already way more mature than Matsu.
17?
But
I'm
of
gonna
course,
guess
Light hasn't
17.
changed one bit.
A heartwarming scene from the most unfortunate family in the world.
I can't believe Ryuk just watches this cackling his entire life.
Right. Okay.
What? News could
We have to
possibly
go.
be like that.
Matsuda.
Unless it's something to do with the new L, but...
Played already with the Kira case.
Now, why are you guys handling the kidnapping? Surely you guys are
Are
just
you sure about this?
Kira case people.
Unfortunately, yeah. They want to trade. The director for the notebook.
Oh, okay. I think it is Nier then.
Who's behind this?
Your job's not done, Light. You've still got, what, 10 more episodes of this?
So in order to solve the Kira case, we want you to hand over the notebook to us.
So the FBI was behind it. Where did you take the director? What are you talking about? Don't act like you don't know.
Oh my gosh. Is this the right thing to do, to shake him?
The Japanese police force has been kidnapped by someone.
Okay, so it wasn't you.
Specifically, someone who wants the notebook.
Attention, this is headquarters. We have new orders for you.
He's sort of got frog eyes as well. Huh? Is that Mello? I only saw Mello for one scene.
My theory is that there are 2 notebooks out there. One of them is in Kira's possession, the other's with the NPA.
I think there are 3 now, right? Yeah.
We're gonna take both of them.
In fact,
Don't
4
worry,
if you count
as long as we
Ryuks.
do what Mello says, there'll be no mistakes.
I don't care what it takes. I'll beat Nier by any means necessary.
I liked Mello at the start of the episode. Not liking him as much now. Didn't take long for him to turn my opinion around. Oh, we're back to end cards. Yes, okay. I mean mid cards. I'll read that after the episode. If I try to read it now, I'm not gonna get through it.
But Eddie and I were talking for a minute, and it looks like Takemura hung himself with his tie somehow.
Oh my god.
That means Kira is someone who knows about the kidnapping. That should make things rather interesting.
Do you know Kira's behind that? What if he just killed
I'll
himself?
tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna kidnap Soichiro Yagami's daughter, Sayu Yagami.
Oh no. Not Sayu.
According to his personnel file, he's actually called Larry Connors.
Well, that's good to know.
You said
He's also
Larry,
a
but it says
genuine agent.
Rally
His
at the
background
top of the
is
screen.
Check out.
I'll be a good girl and go to bed by myself, okay?
Misa?
good
not
night.
now.
Our families are at risk.
Speaking
Call from
of.
the director's cell phone.
Oh,
It must be the
no.
kidnappers.
The new deal is this. The notebook for Sayu Yagami.
Because surely Light wouldn't
The
kill
deputy director
Sayu.
of the Japanese police. I'll kill your daughter. That's right. Just as easily as we killed the director. I'll
Oh
send
my
you a
gosh.
photo of
Oh, he's
Takemura's
taking credit
corpse
for the
proving
director?
business.
They used the director's death as an opportunity to get to Sayu.
Damn.
Looks like things
I guess it makes sense if one of L's successors is a good villain
Damn them.
to go against him, you know?
Yes, coming.
He's at least smarter than like Higuchi. Aww. This poor man.
Realized something. He wouldn't want the notebook used by someone evil. If he killed
But
the
how would
director,
Kira
it's
know
reasonable
about
to
it?
assume he has ways of obtaining information from within
Oh,
the police
there you go.
force. Right, and we can't take that chance.
But he's so clever. Light's so clever at coming up with these stories that make sense.
Near, but nothing beyond that.
Very well, that clinches it.
What?
Mello, you never change.
You figured it
You
out?
always overlook the most important things because you let your emotions get the better of you. How could you leave your photo behind at the orphanage?
If he left his photo behind, is Nia gonna give the photo to Kira somehow?
But I have to be in LA in 2 days. We don't have time.
We'll talk on the plane.
If it does turn out to be true, then it means Kira must be getting his information from the Japanese police.
Man, he's a good successor. He's not good at darts.
Pass me the phone. I'm pleased to meet you at last, L number 2.
Oh, baby. Is he using a voice changer?
Number 2?
We are a new organization known as the SPK, or Special Provision for Kira. It was established to find and capture Kira without the help of L.
Baby.
Furthermore, 7 of our top members already know of El's death.
They do? Where'd they hear that? Who the hell told them?
As for myself, I am at the center of the SPK. You can address me
As L?
as N.
Oh, as N.
This strange feeling.
It's like he's back. Oh, man. I'm happy about that. You know what? For me, this is exactly what I want, right? You kill Elle off earlier than expected. So I like that because it has a shock factor. But here's the thing. With character deaths, and I'll probably say this a million times on this channel because this is a important thing that I believe and I take into account when I'm thinking of like stories to write and stuff, like because I went to uni to study writing. I always think about the fact of, if you're going to kill off a character, the benefit gained from killing off that character has to be greater than what you lose, right? With them killing off Elle, it's, you know, they're tossing it up in the air like it's a big, you know, ooh, is that worth it and stuff. And so here's what is gained. What's gained is that it's a big shock. So there's a big surprise factor to it. It's unexpected. You don't know where the story's going. Okay. Another thing that's gained is you're not dragging it out anymore, right? Like he was kind of cornered. Elle was cornered. Instead of having him find like just little convenient ways to get out of it, no, it makes sense that that's when he would die. So it makes sense for the story. And doing it at this point in the story rather than doing it earlier is good, because if you did it earlier, then we wouldn't have enough Elle, you know, we wouldn't be as attached to him and stuff. Now the disadvantages is the show seems like it's about Light versus Elle. So if you take Elle out of there, is the show going to be as good? That's the big question, right? Because he's such a great character. So what I was looking for in this episode was for them to they don't have to introduce a character or a storyline or whatever as good as Elle. It doesn't need to reach Elle. It just needs to, like, basically, like, if all the good things about killing Elle get us up to here, right? The new character just has to, like, bridge that little gap. Does that make sense? You know, the new character just needs to be just good enough to make it worth it to kill Elle. And I think that so far Nia is an interesting character. And on top of that, you have Mello. It's smart of them to have two Elle successors. One of them goes his own way and does things in a very non-traditional kind of evil sense, and the other one goes in the traditional Elle way of doing things. And so I like that. I'm really enjoying that so far. So I'm very keen for these last 10 episodes to see how it goes, because I liked this episode. So the picture, like the photo, we had the photo of Mello, right? And I assume Nia, because Nia was like, why'd you leave your photo behind? And I was like, what do you mean by that? But I guess, you know, Kira, or at least the second Kira, can kill with just a face. So if they got that photo of Mello, if Kira and Misa if Light and Misa got that photo of Mello, then they'd be able to kill Mello. So yeah, I mean, like, that works, right? You can look at someone's face through a photo. Have we seen that work before? I think that works. Yeah, no, because they've looked at it through like security cameras and stuff. So yeah, a photo should work. I don't see why it wouldn't. I wonder what I wonder how clear the photo has to be for that to work then, you know? Like, does it have to be super clear, or does it have to be can it be sort of like faded? Can it be dark? You know, can the lighting be weird? Can half their face be showing in the photo? Like, if you put an Instagram filter over it, would that work? You know, if there were a dog nose and ears, or if it was like black and white. And if like Instagram filters work, if you just perfectly traced the photo, would that work? Like, there's so much that I'm curious about. But you know, you don't need to answer all those questions. Now I'm going to read the mid cards, because they've added rules back to the mid cards, which is good, because I was sad when they got rid of them. Okay. If you just write die of accident for the cause of death, the victim will die from a natural accident after 6 minutes and 40 seconds from the time of writing it. Okay, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, even though only one name is written in the death note, if it influences and causes other humans that are not written in it to die, the victim's cause of death will be a heart attack. Yes, okay. I think we knew that as well. But it's basically saying like this dude, you can't write someone like, you know, John Smith is going to blow himself up in this building. If that explosion would kill other people, then it won't go off. That won't happen. They'll just die of a heart attack. That's very interesting. I like that. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. Now yeah, I've done enough discussion. I enjoyed that episode a lot. I'm super keen to see the next episodes. I just want to binge some of these episodes at some point. At some point, maybe I'm not confirming this, but maybe I might just like watch a bunch of episodes in a row and post them all on my Patreon. So, you know, Patreon people might be like super ahead in a few episodes, but I don't know. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode of Death Note. Please make sure to support the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.